there is still a very, very large amount of uncertainty. Is it enough to derail the market?
Well, I mean, I think it's a great, lead up to this conversation. So I completely agree with the part when we talked about that there's really no sign of recession right now, and I'm not calling for one. What it more is saying, at least the way I think of it, is a lot of the market has priced in, the soft landing and a good outcome. That may, in fact, be the outcome. It's just, as stocks get priced on expectations, and I think right now expectations have climbed. And again, if it delivers, that'll be all fine. That combined with, obviously, we've seen lots of good news on demand for artificial intelligence. It's been good. Really, what I'm just saying is probably makes sense to tilt a little bit away from some of the more economically sensitive areas because they have run up so much, and maybe try and avoid, I'll say, economic sensitivity a little bit if you can when you are investing. And I think that's probably the tilt. I'm not betting against it. I'll just say, just trying not to get run over if the economy does soften up.
Bill, it doesn't appear as though there is enough worry in the market about the economy to affect corporate credit. And the reason why I say that is you look at a numerous series of charts with regard to not just investment grade, highly rated corporate debt, but also junk/high yield status debt that are all now trading at some of the lowest spreads over taxpayer-backed treasuries that we've seen in a long time. It just basically means that people don't have any fear about buying corporate debt because they think it trades almost as close to treasuries as it has in years at this point. Is that something to be worried about?
Well, I think it's just a sign of, like we said, there's a lot of good news out there. And I don't think it's necessarily mistaken in the sense that you've got, if we end up with the soft landing continuing as it is, you'll have corporate profits will be just fine, if not continuing to be better. You've had some reduction in cost inputs, and then companies being able to actually pass on some pricing. So there's good reason, I think, why it's trading that tight. It's just, again, the same thing, right? The same discussion as you have about all risk assets, that you have to know what's priced into it. So, again, I'd probably be a little careful in terms of reaching too far for the lower credits. I think that's another, similar to what I said on the equity side.
All right. Well, one company that doesn't have a credit problem whatsoever is Berkshire Hathaway. It's got a record amount of cash, $167.6 billion or thereabouts, the highest level that they've had ever in terms of cash surplus there. It's driven in part by better results on its investing, better insurance operations. Rails may be a question there. What's your read on just how much of an indicator Berkshire Hathaway is for the overall market?
Yeah, I don't know. I think for the overall market now, and I think Buffett made a good point in his letter, and he said similar things in the past, is, it's probably not likely to outperform much in I'll say a really good environment for the world. But where Berkshire should shine is when they can take advantage of dislocations like, obviously the global financial crisis is an extreme event, but even in recessions, those kind of things where they'll get an opportunity to buy some things that they wouldn't get to see in a normal kind of economy because they have, what you mentioned, so much cash. No one worries about them closing on a deal. Nobody worries about them backing away, not being able to get financing because they don't need financing, those kind of things. So that's why I think it's a great all-weather stock or company in the long run. You don't have to worry about the what I always say, the risk of ruin, because it's just running in a really conservative position. Now, things continue to really cook along, probably can't necessarily keep up, though you've got underlying businesses that are very geared to the economy, so they'll do okay.